Hello, my name is Manakova Ksenia. I'm the director of the Ufology World Congress 2022. And now here with me from the United Kingdom, Nicola Russell. She will have her workshop at our coming congress. Hello, Nicola.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm quite well. What about you?
Yes, been really good today on a little bit of a high vibe actually. So I've been working all day today. So I'm really connecting with the wonderful energies that are coming in at the moment. So yeah, all is good in Nicola's world.
Oh, thank you. I understand that you are a very busy person, but thank you for your time that you decided to share it with us.
Ah, it's my pleasure. It's absolutely my pleasure.
So let's go closer to our questions. Not a lot, but they will be very interesting. I think the main question is, what do you think that the Christopher Mellon for the first time decided to join us at this coming Congress?
Terribly exciting. I mean, every single person that's going to be coming will be drawn there for a reason. So the interconnecting with everybody that's going to be turning up there is just going to be fabulous for everybody to really sort of see, see what people have for offer. Yeah, just really excited about the whole process.
And what do you think people are ready to know the truth?
You know what, it's that from my perspective, it's all about that inner disclosure, because the deeper you understand who you are, far beyond this sort of outer shell, the disclosure sort of comes from inside of yourself, but it also comes from outside of ourselves when we get people sort of talk about their inner experiences. So from my perspective, my disclosure about who I am and the connections that I get from my work, this sort of the disclosure sort of comes from within. So absolutely people are ready, really are ready, because we start to question our reality. And when we go deeper into ourselves, then we can then really start to find the disclosure from within.
Yes, I think it really makes sense nowadays in the current time.
Yeah.
And let's go closer to your workshops. At our Congress, you are going to have 2 workshops, and they will be connecting like with sound healing. Can you describe us how the sound healing sound?
Absolutely, yeah. So the sound that I use is through my voice. I may bring instruments with me, but it's mainly through the voice. So from a human perspective, we have senses. So the senses are what we hear, what we see, what we feel, what we taste, what we touch. And so what I use is light language. So it comes through a dialect that is that I align to my higher self and my multidimensional aspects. And then it pure channels through my voice. And I also work energetically. So with the vibration of the energy of the sound, it moves into the energetic field of the individuals that pick up and hear the transmission, and then it upgrades, it releases dense energy, so sort of things like emotional states. When you get sort of like low vibration, the higher frequencies come in and it disperses and dissolves the lower vibration. So that's sort of how things work, really. So I use light codes. So I go into a pure channel state, and then I bring the codes forward, and as we connect to each other, then I allow my frequencies to affect the frequencies of the person that's hearing the codes that come through me. So it's very interesting. It's a bit like, what's going on? But I work with many people through my transmissions of light codes. So yeah, that's how I'm going to be working during the workshops, is a little bit of explanation about how it all works, and then how to connect with the codes. And then I'll go in and do a transmission as well to upgrade your energy into high levels of consciousness. So it's all a bit sort of a bit different.
And what do you want to achieve through your workshop? What do you want to bring to people?
Yeah, the main thing from my intention is to have people understand who they are a little bit more deeper into themselves. So when we sort of spoke about that inner understanding, the inner understanding, to bring that forward in that you're so much more than just this physical body with a logical mind. It's about really sort of expanding you into high levels of consciousness. So not only sort of introducing people to light language, which everybody can actually connect to, that we're all beings that can do that because we are ultimately light, and just to sort of like, you know, sort of maybe have a sense of a bit of an upgrade as a result of the transmission, because I don't know until it comes through what happens through that, but I will set my intentions always for the greater good anyway. But the achievement is more about awareness of light language and how it really does really really gets into the depths of connecting you to your high levels of consciousness. So it's very interesting, as I said before.
Yes, I think it's interesting and breathtaking, and for most of people, they can express maybe new feelings, open themselves or their life from the other side, like, I don't know, found out their new emotions.
Yes.
Maybe something like this.
Yeah, it's going deeper into you, just peeling back all of those barriers that we put up. You know, we put all these layers up around us with all our emotions, and we sort of, you know, sort of keep shoving down our emotions. And it's about just opening up that heart a little bit more, just being open to let go of stuff that we've suppressed in. And that's what light codes do. That sound that comes through really sort of opens up the subconscious mind to come forward conscious. And that's where the disclosure comes in. That's where we get to really understand who we are, and we're more than that human aspect.
And Nicola, what do you think about disclosure in general? How we can describe this?
Yeah. So disclosure, so the connection with higher levels of consciousness, however we want to label it as being, whether it's sort of star beings or high levels of consciousness, whether it's different dimensional beings that we can connect to, it's about when we really start to understand who we are, we can start to push out into other realities. And that disclosure of that, for people to understand, that really frees them out of people suppressing us and, you know, keeping us programmed into a belief system. So as soon as you can start really opening up to more than what you are, but you've got to give yourself permission to be open. That's the key, is to be really open to all possibilities. And that's where your inner disclosure comes forward, because then we start to remembering past the veil of amnesia. And that's quite a profound experience. And I never used to be like this. I used to be just a sort of like a normal person doing my own thing. But when I started going to meditation, it really started to come forward. And there's like, oh my God, oh, this happening and that happening, synchronicities come in. And then that soft disclosure starts to come in. And then you then start to fly. You start to like really open up and like, wow, what's going on here? Which is really exciting for humanity.
And do you think that everyone can achieve this? Because people different, someone is open to the world, someone, you know, inside themselves, hidden, don't want to show their feelings, their feels, what they think. Yeah. How can we like open these people, or if it's possible or not?
Yeah. So we at a soul level of understanding have the availability to have that sense of free will to whether we want to awaken to who we are and who you know, if we don't want to awaken to it. So it's almost like a blueprint that I sort of tap into, and some people are absolutely no, not in this lifetime. not in this lifetime, though they won't be open to it. You'll get a certain amount of people like that, and that's absolutely fine, because that's a soul journey and choice. And then you get some people that are bogged down, really sort of like suppressed with emotional states, that are open to it, but they don't know that they're open to it. So if you get anyone coming along to the Congress, there'll be a reason. There's this intuitive, like, I've got to go for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it's almost like, give me proof that this is existing. Okay, give me proof this is happening. So the mind is sort of like they're in this sort of state of a cycle of like, well, show me, show me, show me from mind. But their heart is actually saying, I really want to know, a deepening. So those people, absolutely, those people, they're the people that we need to reach, because the more we get online that are open, the quicker this world's going to change. The quicker the world's going to change. And that's important, isn't it?
And how can we describe the meaning of awakening? Because a lot of people, they are far from the spiritual topic or something related with this. What is awakening?
Yeah. So just think of it in a simple term, with an analogy of that when you're in a dream state, when you're asleep, if we could take it as simple as that, is that if you're sleeping, then you're unaware of what's going on around you. As soon as you wake up from a state, you're awakening into a different reality of what you were when you were laying in bed. So an awakening is about moving through different realities and understanding those different identifications of who you are. So not just seeing yourself as a human, but you're seeing yourself as something else. But you've got to awaken from that dream state of just thinking that you're human into another state of mind, which is opening the mind to be more aware of something different that you are, without being suppressed into thinking you're just human. So the awakening is moving you from just the reality of physicality into the mind of the expansion of everything that we are. That's the awakening in my sense, is that it's being aware that you're more than just this that people see.
Yes, it's maybe it helps to open your soul to everybody. Like it will be not only the face, but it will show your internal and external beauty to the world and to other people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about rather than just service to self, it's service to others. Stepping up, being kind, being compassionate. It doesn't matter if your mission here is to speak at a congress or do any of these other things. It's about that real beautiful spark within us, that is that God source spark of who we are, to be ignited, which is really about being compassionate and being service to others. If we can get everybody just stepping into being there to be kind, to be of service to others, and not just about me and materialism. It's about, sort of moving with others to help create a better society, a better, sort of a better reality here on earth, and starting to connect with nature and all those wonderful things that come with being open to different ways of being. It's just the alternative routes, really, but coming back to our innate beingness. We're all meant to be like this, but we've been programmed in not to be that way, to be closed-hearted, So it's about that awakening of the heart, and having that sort of connection between the two, rather than just closing the heart off and it's all mind. So yeah, that's as part of my journey, is to assist people to be guided through that process.
Yes, this is true. It's like when we talk with you for the first time, I think maybe 1 month ago, this is the main idea I tried to bring to you, that our Congress, it's for the people who are ready to join the life from the other side, who are ready to open to the world their feelings, their spiritual parts, to develop their spirit and mindfulness.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're all about, isn't it? And bringing this congress together, and like-minded people with whatever they're bringing to the time they're in Barcelona, that it's important that we start to step up and share what we have experienced, because it's only through our experience that we can then share for others. And if you're open to receive what we've experienced, then it allows you to sort of move into that openness of your heart. But it's only and truly until you've experienced it yourself that you'll truly understand. So with the workshop that I want to do, with another part of that, is through the experience of light codes, of sound healing, how does that actually make you feel at the end of the session, to experience it? Because once you've experienced it, there's nothing, you can't deny it when you've experienced something. So I'm terribly excited to sort of see how, if it affects one person, I've done my job. But if we affect 2 people, that's even better. So interesting.
I promise it will be much more people all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm here.
As it's understandable that not understandable, it's clear for everybody that our congress also will be like online streaming, and people from all over the world can attend your workshop.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, that's brilliant. Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
So thank you, Nicola, for attending our interview. It was a great pleasure for me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And thank you so much for inviting me. It's going to be amazing. We're really looking forward to the whole thing.
Yes, and so me and my team, we wish for you to have a great experience at our congress. And we would like to invite you one more time to join us this September in Barcelona at our 6th edition Ufology World Congress.